Hey there, newbie! Welcome to Sweet and Dill Pixels. I see that you've already settled in and are ready to start your first day as a visual effects artist. We're a small boutique shop with a small staff of extremely talented artists. We offer our services to large studios and help provide digital effects as they need them. As you know, our artists do a lot of little jobs that range from pre-visualization to matte pulling to animation and compositing. Normally, a newcomer like yourself has to work their way up by doing camera match moving or rotoscoping. I could have you start there, except for the fact that we've got a teeny problem in our company. Our VFX supervisor, the person who makes all the decisions on what visual effects to use, has left to work for another company. We were working on a picture called Soccer Mom when he left. He didn't realize, though, that there was still one shot left to complete. Now, I've got no VFX supervisor to decide how to finish it. I'm way too busy to fill in, but I have an idea. I've been looking at your file. You seem to have a variety of skills. Rotoscoping, match moving, lighting, and you do seem to be able to get projects done on time. What do you think? You want the job as temporary VFX supervisor and help us get this picture done? If you get this shot completed, give me good quality, on time, and on budget, there might be a permanent position for you here. What do you say? All right. Okay, this shot is a long one, about 40 seconds. It's a live action shot with heavy CG elements that need to match the live action plate. A perfect test of your ability. We have a rough previs reel that shows how the shot works. The camera rotates around a mother and daughter who are standing on a futuristic tram platform. The daughter is waiting for a mini tram to arrive while the mother operates a holographic interface. The tram floats in from screen left. The daughter hugs her mom and gets on board. The tram leaves as the mother waves goodbye. Now, after extensive discussion with the director, a few changes were made. We opted for a smaller, more portable tram that the actress could ride on and be pulled out of the frame with wires. We changed the orientation of the actresses and added railings, displays, service pads. We also added a middle ground building that could give viewers a greater sense of depth in the scene. Our last VFX supervisor had already received the live-action footage from the studio, had the 3D models built and textured, and he laid out the scene in 3D. Your task is to pick up where he left off. The live-action video must still be processed, separating the actresses from the green or blue background. The video also must be match-moved. The camera in 3D space must match the real-world camera's movements, so the CG objects are not out of sync. All the CG objects must be lit to match the live-action plate. The CG mini tram also needs to be animated to track with the real platform that our actress rides upon. Finally, a large image needs to be created to act as a backdrop for our scene. In this case, a futuristic cityscape will be the new backdrop that goes behind everything else. The director and I have roughly figured that this shot will need 11 layers of elements that are stacked together like a big stack of paintings on glass. Each layer represents an object or group of objects that are in front of one another in 3D space. This lets the compositor adjust the color or blurriness to make changes to a specific part of the whole without affecting the other parts. Within each one of these main layers are 4 or 5 sublayers that add control to the main layers. A computer-generated element, like one of the buildings, has channels that have rendered separately from the others. These channels might include a color pass, a shadow pass, specular and reflection pass, an occlusion pass, and various other passes that can help aid in enhancing the look of the entire layer. As VFX supervisor, it's your job to decide what methods will be used to generate certain elements. I need you to decide what kind of lighting should be used on the railings, what kind of shadows on the mini tram, the method for creating the cityscape background, and decide which color take to use for the live action element. Once you've chosen your elements, you have full authority to have your crew produce the renders and composite them. Remember, this is the last shot of our picture and quite a bit of money has been spent already. I need you to keep the dollars at a minimum. Try to remember that sometimes good enough is good enough. If a method that took 10 hours to complete looks as good or almost as good as another method that took 20 hours to complete, please choose the cheaper one. Our staff here is paid by the hour, so the least amount of hours time it takes for production is always going to be best. On the other hand, our facility also has a reputation for quality to uphold. We want producers to see our good work and hire us for future projects. Find a happy medium between quality and cost. Oh, one more thing. I really need you to keep the number of man-hours down below 300. Any more than that will break your budget of $5,800. If you go over the limit, there better be a good reason for it. If I have to refinance my house to get the shot done, I'll do it, but I can't guarantee that I'll be keeping you on as VFX supervisor. So there you have it. Your task is laid out before you. I've sent you some handy video emails like this one if you need more details about your decisions. After you've made your selections, click Submit. This will show you a preview of the completed shot, all 42 seconds of it. If you don't like the results, you can always go back and try again. When you approve your decision list, click Accept and Email Results. This will tell your VFX crew to launch into action and send me your results by email. If you like, go ahead and type out a brief message explaining why you made the choices that you made. I always like to hear how my artists arrived at their decisions. Best of luck to you, and welcome aboard.